Hello, my dear ones. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to go over a summary of what you need to do to lose fat quickly, especially in your belly. You know that big belly you've been proudly showing off for so many years. Enough. It's over. C'est fini. We're going to get rid of that belly with these tips. The tip here is for you to lose fat faster than usual. It's been a while. Don't you think in your sweet innocence that it took you 30 years to create that huge bump around your waist and that in just 2 months you're going to fix it all? No. But if you follow these tips, 2 months, people are going to be shocked when they see you because that bump is going to go away. And people will be like, what happened? What magic did you do? These tips involve diet, training, and metabolism. Shall we start with the diet? First thing, let's calculate your diet so you can have an aggressive caloric deficit. If you want to lose fat quickly, then you have to be ready to feel a little hungry. But hold on. We're going to give you some tips, help you deal with that hunger. When you think about diet, you think about carbohydrates, proteins, and fats mainly. Carbohydrates, sources of energy. Proteins, building muscle mass, tissue synthesis. Fats, metabolism, cell. All of them, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, are important. What I'm going to share with you is a standard that's widely used in caloric deficit diets. Cool. The calculation of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats is usually done per kilogram of body weight. So I'm going to put an image of a woman here on the side and an image of a man. Let's say this woman weighs 60 kilos and this man weighs 80 kilos. Cool. These two people want to lose fat quickly. Proteins, 1.6 times body weight. According to studies, 1.6 is an adequate amount of protein for people who want to be healthy and lose weight. All right. Carbohydrates, 1.0 times body weight. 1.0 times body weight is an adequate amount of carbohydrates for an aggressive caloric deficit. Fats, 1.0 times body weight. So, over here, Mauricio is already putting in the amount of each of these people for each macronutrient. Hold on. There's more to come. How much carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are in the main sources of these macronutrients? Mauricio, pull up a protein chart for the folks. Now, check out a carbohydrate chart. And lastly, fat chart. Here are some food options and their macronutrient amounts for you to use as a reference. Got it? When we talk about meat, we're not saying that it is protein, but rather that it contains protein. Did you think that an egg had a lot of protein? You were eating 2 eggs a day and thought you were getting a lot of protein. Did you notice the amount of protein needs to be much higher? That's because it's the proteins that will help you curb your hunger. Another tip that's part of the diet: salt. Don't overdo it with salt. Too much salt contains water. 7 grams of salt per day. And most, but the vast majority, consume more than 10, 15, sometimes 20 grams of salt per day. How do I know if I'm eating the right amount of salt? Stop adding salt to your diet. When you're preparing, stop. Buy it online. How much does it cost, Mauricio? 24 reais. 1,000 little bags of 1 gram. 1,000 little bags of 1 gram for 24 reais. So stop being stingy and buy that for now. You will prepare all your meals without salt, and you will add salt to taste until you reach 7 grams. If you use almost all of it in the first meals, you'll be eating without salt afterward. Cool? Get used to the taste. Have you gotten used to the taste? Cool. You don't need to weigh salt anymore. Keep that salty taste on your palate. Don't worry, you're going to make mistakes, whether a lot or a little, all right? How to avoid hunger? Let's go. First thing, 5-HTP is a medication that reduces anxiety. It helps control anxiety and cravings. Taking 100 milliliters of 5-HTP after your first meal is beneficial. If you have your serotonin stabilized at an adequate level, you'll feel good without that anxiety, especially for sweets. Using 100 milliliters of 5-HTP after your first meal really helps with anxiety control and that craving, that desire you sometimes have for ultra-palatable foods, sweets, snacks, things with very strong flavors. Cool. Another tip.
I'm starving, Renato. What should I do?
250 grams of melon. Eat those 250 grams of melon slowly. Melon has low carbs, a lot of water, and it fills you up. 250 grams of watermelon, in case you don't want the melon. It works. Same way. Diet gelatin. Make 1 envelope of diet gelatin per day. Eat a diet gelatin. Take it slowly, like a dessert. Lemon juice with just 3 drops of sucralose. Pretty bitter. Lemon juice takes away the craving, especially for sweets. Passion fruit. Open the passion fruit and eat the passion fruit. Since it's a bit sour, sourness really helps you to get rid of that crazy craving for sweets. Keeps tempting you. Got it. Did you get those tips? Now let's move on to the training part. Cardiovascular exercise. Treadmill, bike, walking, running. Transportation is very important because you need to increase your calorie expenditure. Your body doesn't work magic to get rid of that belly. It needs to use that fat. Put this in your head, think about it, and focus on it. I need to become a fat-burning machine. I need to get this out of me. How do I get rid of this fat? To consume that fat, I have to move around. I have to make my body burn calories and eat as little as possible, because it doesn't help to move a lot and eat a ton, because your body will prioritize what you eat as an energy source over what you have stored. It's much simpler. It's already in the process, so just give it to me and I'll use it. Do you agree? So, consume the amount of calories I explained in the diet, but increase your calorie expenditure so that you can lose belly fat faster. 1 hour of cardio a day. Start with walking. After the walk, which can start at 5 kilometers per hour if you're on the treadmill, or if you're outside, it's that walk where you take long strides. It's not just a stroll, it's walking, not a leisurely walk. You can speed up that walk to 6 kilometers per hour. It's almost a jog. You know when you walk really fast because you're about to miss the subway. Are you going to miss your ride? Are you late for an appointment? It's that walk. After about an hour, once you're conditioned, after about 15 days, you can start to mix in a little fun. 6 kilometers per hour. And every 5 minutes, you run for a minute.
Renato, I can't. When I try to run, my tongue sticks out. I get short of breath. My shins hurt. My knee hurts.
1 minute. You'll walk for 4 minutes, then you check the clock just a minute, chum, 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 at your limit. Calm down. It's not about running like Seinbold. Put Seinbold running here. What are you doing? Calm down, Dad. That little jog that everyone looks at and says how cute he is running. He looks like your little toy. Just that little jog like this, that little jog. Yes, that little jog. 1 minute, walk for 4 to 5 minutes. 1 minute, walk for 4 to 5 minutes. Try to do 10 1-minute sprints in an hour of cardio. Dude, we call this HIIT. This type of training greatly increases oxygen expenditure, oxygen consumption, especially after exercise. You finish your cardio, and since your heart rate accelerated a lot, your body keeps burning energy because it takes time for your heart rate to come back down. this process creates a whole metabolic situation in your body where the game continues. You finished your workout, you're already having coffee, you've already taken a shower, and your body is still there, burning calories, burning fat, working on your belly because of that cardio you did. And finally, you can increase that cardio even more by doing sprints every 5 minutes for an hour because of cardio you did. And finally, you can increase that cardio even more by doing sprints every 5 minutes for an hour. Then you're going to do a lot of sprints. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 12, 14, 15 sprints. Until the moment you get really good and start running on the treadmill, all the people you see with that look of admiration you have watching someone run for an hour on a treadmill started out like this. All of them. No one walks into the gym as a marathon runner. He walked, then picked up the pace, and after speeding up the walk, he started doing short sprints. Those sprints went from 1 minute to 2, from 2 to 3, until he learned how to run. Weight training. You need to do weight training. At least 3 times a week, you need to do weight training. And in those 3 times a week, I'm going to give you a tip on how you can split your workout. Weight training will make your body more toned. You won't have that flabby look. You gain muscle mass, your metabolism speeds up because muscle mass consumes energy, it breathes. Fat doesn't consume, but muscle mass does.
Renato, if I gain muscle mass, I won't lose weight on the scale.
Screw the scale. I don't care about the scale. I want the scale to screw off. If I had a scale here, I'd kick it. The scale won't tell you. What will tell you is the tape measure or belt, your pants. Reduce the abdominal circumference. Mauricio, put a dummy here in the shape of an egg and keep adding the tone figure until it gets ripped. What else has changed in this person? Abdominal circumference. So it's the abdominal circumference that will really tell you whether or not you have results. Forget the scale. Cool. How can I split my weight training into A, B, and C? Where in workout A, you can do chest, shoulders, and triceps because they are synergistic and stabilizing muscles. So you train them completely. In workout B, you can train your legs completely. The front part of the thigh, which we call the quadriceps, the back part of the thigh, which we call the hamstrings, calves, and indirectly the glutes when you do exercises like squats, rack squats, among others. Cool. Workout. Back, biceps, and abs. You trained your whole body in 3 days. Renato, have more time to go to the gym. What's the ideal amount? 5 times a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for example. Rest on Thursday, Saturday, Friday, and Saturday. Rest on Sunday. It's a good example. So, between 3 to 5 times a week, you go to the gym, train your muscles, and the fat will come off faster, and you'll look good. Right, Mauricio? And you get toned, and the third pillar is rest. Usually when we are in a caloric deficit, the caloric restriction causes us to lose sleep or have very interrupted sleep. Carbohydrates in our body are converted into a substance called glucose. Glucose plays an important role in our brain. And then, the reduction of glucose makes us a bit more alert, with more restless sleep, sometimes even having trouble sleeping. But you need to rest, because since you're in a caloric deficit, your body kind of goes into a defense mode, Whoa, this guy isn't eating. He's losing fat. Am I going to die? Is there really no more food in the world? Your body doesn't know that you're doing this on purpose. It starts to want to defend itself. And what's the first defense it makes? It brings you fatigue. How do you combat this fatigue? Having a good night's sleep. GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, which is part of the GABAergic system, is the system responsible for our sleep. 1 gram of GABA, 2 capsules of 500 millian, or 4 capsules, of 250 miran really helps improve the quality of your sleep. Melatonin, which has now been released for the pharmaceutical industry, has been available in compounding pharmacies for a long time, and it's also a great tool to improve the quality of your sleep. I use 10 midun a day. Before sleeping, I use 10 mi, but you can start with 3 or even cool valerian. Valerian is a completely natural plant that also helps you get quality sleep. 500 mg of valerian. 3 compounded medications that you can use together or separately, which will improve your sleep quality. But nothing replaces things like stop looking at your phone and watching TV an hour before you go to sleep, because the light exposure really messes with you. Doing a bit of meditation or reading a book for 20 or 30 minutes before bed helps induce sleep in your body. And try to get as many problems out of your head as possible to have a peaceful sleep. I think the third one is the worst, right, babe? It's tough, man. Which is usually at night when your mind starts to think. And then sometimes you have some worries in your head, man. And you think, I need to sleep, but that's haunting me. But you have to try. You have to try to control your mind. Cool. Supplements that can help you lose fat faster. One supplement I recommend is pre-workout, especially if you have a really tough day. If you have a really tough day and you get to the gym feeling lazy, or if you're feeling tired due to a calorie deficit, a dose of pre-workout, I recommend the pre-workouts from Max Titanio, Horus, or Ajed, will help improve your energy, concentration during the workout, and even your performance, both in quality and quantity of reps. Cool. Tip for pre-workout: don't take it after 6 hours before you need to sleep. So if you're going to sleep, for example, at midnight, reduce those 6 hours and look, that's my cutoff time for taking pre-workout. Cool. Because there is a curve of the stimulants in the pre-workout affecting your body, and you want quality sleep. You can't be restless to sleep. Another supplement I recommend for you is creatine. Creatine will improve your strength, performance, and muscle gain. Preserving muscle mass while you lose belly fat is really interesting. Taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day, at any time, as long as you use it every day, will help you a lot. Got it. If you liked this content, if you enjoyed this video, leave your comment here, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friend, look at all these cool tips, and I want to know, are we going to lose that belly quickly or not?